Welcome to Mondays with Maybay. I am Jeannie May, and this week's episode is going to be about knowledge, wisdom, and success. First and foremost, I would just like to say, in honors of Valentine's Day tomorrow, I brought out my sequin blazer from this super cute little boutique that I found when I was in Texas for the NFR. And I don't remember what it's called, but it's super cute and I really like it. So I figured I'd just wear it, kind of get you guys in the mood for Valentine's Day. I know some of us don't actually celebrate Valentine's Day, but for those of you that are like, oh, I'm single, I don't have a spouse, blah, 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 trust me, I feel you, okay? We've all been there. But what I wanted to encourage you guys to do is, instead of focusing on what you don't have, focus what you do have. Everyone has love and everyone has kindness, and you can always spread love and kindness. You don't have to be in a relationship, so just be that person, get out there, make a difference, make someone smile, buy a bouquet of flowers and hand them out. That's what I do. I literally buy a bouquet of flowers and just hand out random flowers to people that I encounter throughout the day. So that's my favorite Valentine's Day tradition, just to let you in on a little secret. Okay, so now that I went down my rabbit hole, let's get started. Knowledge, wisdom, and success. I want to ask you guys, what do you want in life? Right? And I know that's a deep question. I understand that, okay? But what do you want in life? Your life is your life. It's not anyone else's life, okay? You get to decide what you want in life. You get to decide how you live your life. Isn't that incredible? It's all your life. It's for you to decide. So what are you going to do with it? How are you going to educate yourself? How are you going to make sure that you are set up for success and not for failure? How are you going to make sure that you have the wisdom you need to chase your dreams, to chase your goals, to set yourself up for success? Me, I don't know what I want in life. And I know you're probably sitting there like, why am I listening to this girl for advice? She doesn't even know what she wants. The reality is, I don't think 90% of us know what we want in life. And success is different for everybody. So you need to figure out what success means to you. For me, being successful means being happy. Successful means providing for my son, for my family. Successful means having a relationship with God. That, to me, is successful. It's not measured by the amount of money in my bank account. It's not measured by the amount of friends I have, which isn't very many. But success comes in so many different forms to so many different people. Some of us are goal-driven. Some of us are money-driven. Some of us are purpose-driven. Some of us are family-driven. Some of us are successful if we get out of bed in the morning. It doesn't have to be this huge monumental goal. And I think that's what intimidates so many people, is we think to be successful you have to have college degrees. You have to own your own house by 30. You have to be in this set career path and know what you're doing with life, and you have to be married with kids and all of this stuff, but you don't. I'm here to tell you you don't, okay? I feel like I'm successful. I'm 27 years old, almost 28. I've gone to college. I have 2 degrees. One of them I don't even use. I've changed my career 2-3 different times now. I'm a single mom to a beautiful little boy who's almost 7. And I've been divorced. A lot of people would say I'm a failure. A lot of people would say I'm a joke. But I think I'm successful. I have a relationship with God. I have a beautiful relationship with my son. I love being a mom. I love being a mom. And I have people in my life that encourage me and support me, that challenge me and constantly push me to grow. That's what I deem as successful. I could care less how much money I make at the end of the day, or what kind of house I end up buying, or what exactly my career is labeled. I don't care about the classification in society. I don't care about this huge status quo of being the next top model or having the top rated podcast. If I impacted one person through this Maybay, Mondays with Maybay, then I was successful. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, is success comes in so many different shapes and so many different sizes. You need to figure out what success means to you before you can take the next step. I'm sure that was not at all how you thought that talk was going to go, but here we are. So, figure out what success means to you. What do you deem successful? What would make you successful in your mind and in your heart? Who cares what your parents think? Who cares what your friends think? Who cares what your spouse thinks? What do you want? What do you want? Like the Notebook, what do you want? Right? Every guy's asking us what we want and we can't figure out what we want to eat. I'm sorry, rabbit hole here. Okay, let's go back now. Your life is your life. Let that sink in. You are not living this life for anyone else. You are not living this life for your parents. You're not living this life for your spouse. You're not living this life for your children. You are living this life for yourself. How are you going to educate yourself to set yourself up for success? If your classification of success is being an incredible parent, being an incredible wife, or an incredible spouse, what stepping stones can you take in life to make sure that happens? Obviously, if you want to be a parent, you gotta find someone, do a little fornicating, have a kid. Like, there's some things in the process, okay? But to be an incredible spouse, like, that just takes being open and honest, right? That just takes loving yourself and allowing someone to love you. To be driven and motivated at work, you have to have the mindset for that. To have money, an abundance of money, to be a millionaire or a billionaire, you have to have knowledge for that. It's not just going to hit you in the face. I mean, you could, stumble across something, get lucky, and invent the next best thing. It's probably not going to happen. I hate to burst your bubble. But if you put a lot of knowledge into something, if you take a step back and say, okay, what does the world need? And you take a step back and you learn all of this stuff about all these different things and figure out exactly what the world's missing and invent that, you could be successful. Absolutely. You could be a billionaire. Absolutely. But first and foremost, what does success mean to you? Now, by nature, we do a lot of really dumb things, okay? We mess up. We mess up. It's going to happen. You're going to happen. You cannot be successful without failure. Because that failure is monumental to the learning process of being successful. You can ask any successful person, and they will tell you that they've had failure along the way, but they've also had learning. Okay, if you fail and you don't learn from it, then what was the point in that failure? Scrape your knees? Give you some tough skin? No, you guys. If you try something and it fails, like at a job, okay? You show up late and you continue to show up late and your boss pulls you in the office and says, hey, we can't have you, you're not reliable. We need someone that can be here at 8 a.m. ready to work, and that's not you. So they fire you. What do you learn from that? I should wake up earlier. I need to make sure I'm ready to go. If it's snowing, give myself a little extra time so I can get to work on time. I don't know if you guys worry about snow. We worry about snow here in the Pacific Northwest, but I don't know about you guys. Sandstorms, ice, whatever you guys worry about, okay? You take all of this into consideration, and you make sure you're at your next job on time, maybe even early, so that you can get there, get situated, get set up, and get ready to go when you need to clock in, right? You don't continue to show up late and continue to get fired from all your jobs. What does that say about you? I wouldn't want to hire someone that's not reliable. I want to know that I hired that person to be at that position at 8 a.m. every single day, Monday through Friday. Of course, stuff comes up, emergencies happen. But what I'm trying to say here is with failure is presented the opportunity to learn. There's lessons with every failure. Are you going to learn from that lesson? Or are you just going to keep tumbling downhill until you run into a barrier and you're like, oh, man, that sucked? Or are you going to pay attention? And are you going to learn from those lessons and say, yeah, I failed. That was bad. That was bad. But I also learned X, Y, and Z. And now, next time I go and I do this, I can give it my best effort and I won't fail at that. You're probably going to fail at something else, but hey, that's another learning step. By nature, we do dumb things. It is human nature to do dumb things, okay? Whether it's a financial debt, whether it's career mistakes, family dumbness, right? You like me. I had a kid with the wrong person, and now I'm a single mom. Two separate households. My son has to go back and forth. That was pretty dumb. That was pretty dumb. I wanted to have that perfect, ideal family picture that we all have in mind of a husband and a wife and a loving family and all under the same house, and we all work and provide and love each other, and we all have our own roles that we do, but that wasn't the reality because I was dumb. But it's okay because I love being a mom. So yes, it's a little challenging at times, but I'm okay with that. I chose that. I signed up for that. I would rather learn from my mistake and make sure that if I ever have another kid, that it is with the right person and not just jump into something premature and because I'm excited. People are dumb. We do dumb things. We put ourselves in all kinds of financial debt with cars, with credit cards, with houses, with super nice purses and shoes that we can't really afford, but they look cool, so we buy them anyways. We put ourselves in so much debt. Would it be smart to put $500 away every paycheck in a savings account in case you need it? Absolutely. Do most of us do that? Probably not. Career-wise, we all take what we can get so that we can have a job, so that we have that financial responsibility taken care of so that we can pay our bills. 90% of the time, we don't try to get the job we want. We just get anything we can get to pay the bills. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I did what other people thought I should do, and I ended up with a degree in a career field that I don't even care about. I didn't want to work in the medical industry, but everyone told me it was a really good job to have. So I went out, I got a degree, I worked in it for about 5 years, and I realized it was not for me. So then I left. I got into the construction industry. I know, complete 180, but got into the construction industry, worked in that for a couple years, loved it, loved the challenging aspect of it, but again, it wasn't for me. Throughout life, you are going to be faced with choices. Life is all about choices. You need to make the choice if that's where you belong and if that's going to be a stepping stone to your success. And if it's not, why even waste your time? If my goal in life is to be financially successful, why on earth would I be wasting money on all these clothes and all these shoes and impressing my friends and family when I want to be successful, right? I'm going to put all of my money into investing. I'm going to learn about investing. I'm going to learn about trading. I'm going to learn how to make the most profit out of my dollar instead of spending it all, right? If I want to be that picture perfect wife and mother, I'm not going to be partying every night and every weekend and sleeping with random people. I'm going to be focused on bettering myself as an individual to make myself more attractive and appealing to others. I'm going to learn everything I can about being a good mom and about being a good spouse and about being a good person so that I can make someone happy one day, so that I can be an incredible mother. If your success means having a bazillion cars and bazillion properties, you're probably not going to be wasting it learning about medical or learning about dogs, right? It just doesn't make sense. What I'm trying to get you to understand is, yes, we do dumb things, but you can change your way of thinking. You can apply yourself to that certain area that you deem as a successful trait or as a successful life. You can set yourself up with stepping stones to reach your goal, to be successful. But 90% of the time, we try to outthink God, and that's where we fail. 90% of the time, we think that we can go and learn all of this on our own, and we can't. Surrender to God's will. Wisdom comes from God. Okay? I have no idea how to be a mom. None. I've never been a mom before, right? How would I know? I didn't grow up in a stable family. Never really had any good parents in my life. But I'm a damn good mom. Why do you think that is? Now, before I had my son, I was partying all the time. I was running rampant. I was not a good person. And then I had my son. And I looked at myself and I said, I am not someone that I would be proud of. I'm not someone that my son would be proud of. How do I change? And I literally just cried. I cried and I cried and I cried and I begged Jesus to come into my life and into my soul and to change me, to make me a better person. He resonated in my soul, and through that, he made me a kind-hearted person. I'm compassionate, I'm loving, I'm caring. I'm a damn good mom because of God. I don't know 90% of how to be a mom. It doesn't like just come natural to you, okay? But with God, it does. When my son's hurt, I have the ability to be compassionate. I've never been emotional or compassionate before, but with my son, I am. When we're faced with a tough situation and he's like, Mom, why on earth is this happening? What did I do? I have the ability, the wisdom, to sit down and have a conversation and explain things to him and say, you know, sometimes life just sucks, but this is how we can make it better. All things in life stem from wisdom and from knowledge. That's why so many people get mentors. So many people buy motivational books. So many people buy business books and learn as much as they can, right? They're constantly reading books, they're constantly listening to the news, they're constantly doing all these things to improve themselves and their self-value, to learn, to gain wisdom. If you look at 98% of the successful people in life, they're pretty knowledgeable. They can have a conversation about just about anything. They may not know every single thing, but they know just enough in every single area to have a conversation because they've read so many books, because they've listened to so many podcasts or so many motivational speakers or just so many different people. They've had such a variety of interest and knowledge that they've become wealthy. They've had wisdom to expand themselves, to make themselves successful. They've applied themselves in so many different areas in life to be successful. But I guarantee they didn't do that on their own. Wisdom is the key to success. But God is the key to wisdom. And once you realize how valuable wisdom is, you'll manage your time a lot more wisely. You're not going to be hanging out at the bars. You're not going to be going to parties. You're not going to be fraternizing. You're not going to be wasting your time in a career field that has nothing to do with your goal in life. Instead, you're going to be surrounding yourself with people that challenge you, that push you, that want you to grow. You're going to find yourself applying yourself to more books and to learning as much as you can about things. And if you want to grow financially, you're going to learn about investing and trading and stocks. And if you want to learn about becoming a vet, maybe you want to have this successful firm, maybe you want to be a lawyer, right? You're going to learn as much as you can about that area. You're not going to be wasting your time with people that aren't going anywhere in life, that aren't driven, that aren't motivated. Spend time with the wise, and you will become wise. Proverbs 13:20. Surround yourself with like-minded people, with people that are successful, with people that are successful in your field, in your area, so that you can ask them questions, so that you can challenge yourself, so that you can grow. No one buys plants to just stare at the plant, right? If you just stare at the plant, it dies. But if you water it and you nurture it, it grows. We all buy plants for the end result, so we can see that beautiful flower blossom, so we can eat that succulent fruit. We don't buy a plant to stare at the leaves, right? That's just crazy. Spend time with the wise, and you will become wise. Right now, I feel like most of us are in this, please pick me, please pick me, please pick me stage, right? Like, please pick me for this job, please pick me for this career, please pick me to be your spouse. When in reality, we're all working towards the, I chose to be here. I was the please pick me, right? And especially in modeling, because you're just trying to take any job you can get, you're trying to just make a living. Please pick me, please pick me. Please pick me for this casting call. Please pick me for this audition. Please pick me for this promotional photo shoot to show off your clothes that I have no idea what they're about. Please pick me. But now, I chose to be here. I give my time to people if it benefits me. That might sound selfish or conceited to you, but I have no interest in talking to old friends from high school that I see at the bar. I have no interest in working for a company that I have no idea what they do. If we have like-minded values, absolutely I'll take my time and I'll talk to you and I'll listen and I'll represent your company. But I chose to be there. I'm not just taking free handouts, and neither should you. Know your worth, know your value, and live your life the way you want. We need to keep learning. We need to keep observing. We need to keep growing to be successful. If you've ever noticed, the most driven people, they're not the ones getting up at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. They're getting up at 5, 6, 4 in the morning. They're not staying up all night, partying, drinking, watching TV. They're going to bed early, getting a good night's sleep, getting up early, and starting the day. Even if it just means sitting there for an hour with your coffee, having some you time, decompressing, preparing yourself mentally for the day ahead of you. Whatever it may look like. I know, personally, when I wake up late, I'm less motivated. But when I get up early and have my coffee and prepare myself and then get my son up and get him ready for the day, I'm a lot better throughout the day. I'm a lot more motivated. I'm a lot more driven. But when I get up at 8, 9, sometimes later, I don't want to do anything. I just want to be lazy. Because I don't have that time to myself. Because I don't get that mentally stimulating, energizing morning. I don't get to listen to my podcast in the morning. I don't get to have my coffee and have my decompress time. Instead, I'm rushed. And I'm like, oh crap. Did I do everything I need to do? Did I get everything done? What do I need to do today? And I'm just rushed and I'm scrambled all day long. But when you get up early, you can ease into the day. You can have your coffee. You can watch the news, listen to the news, listen to your podcast, do your devotionals. Have an hour to yourself with no music, no nothing, and just be alone with your thoughts. Get yourself ready for the day. I want to challenge you to do that for 1 week and see what changes in your life. Because me, I've been doing it. I used to wake up at 9, 8, whenever I woke up. And I found myself being lazy. I found myself going to the gym later. I found myself not getting started with my day until 1 o'clock in the afternoon sometimes because I just had a lazy morning, as we call it, right? But then one lazy morning turns into 2, and then that turns into 3, and then I wasn't getting anything done. So I've been challenging myself, and I've been going to bed earlier. And then I've been waking up earlier. And then I've been doing my devotional in the morning instead of at night with my cup of coffee, stimulating my mind. Then I've been listening to my motivational podcasts in the morning, my business podcast in the morning, and just getting all these different ideas. And then by the time I get my son up, I'm already awake and I'm ready to go. And then I can start his day off on a positive note. I can have breakfast ready for him, and we can sit down and have a good conversation before he gets ready for school. And we can go for a walk and we can go feed the horses, and just opens you up to such a more positive experience in the morning rather than, oh crud, I'm late, hurry up, grab your stuff, we gotta go. No one likes days like that. I know when I have a day like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, today's just I'm never gonna catch a break, right? But when you give yourself an opportunity to prepare yourself for a successful life, your days go so much better. You're willing to absorb more. You're willing to absorb more wisdom and more knowledge throughout the day. You're challenging yourself. You're more proactive. You're more productive. And you're like, okay, it's winter. It's literally snowing outside. But I feel productive. I'm excited. What can I do today? And you're just like, bam, 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 bam. Okay? That's a stepping stone to being successful. You need to get yourself in this routine. Even if it's something small like going to bed earlier so you wake up early. Cutting out TV and listening to a motivational podcast or reading a book. Whatever you need to stimulate your mind, do it. Change one thing about your routine and see where that leads you. Take out TV, take out going to bed late, take out the bar for a weekend and replace it with something proactive. That is a stepping stone towards your success story. And see how much more motivated you are. See how much more hungry you are for it. This is your life. How are you going to live it? Are you going to live it sleeping in, going to bed late, partying all the time, rushing out the door every Monday morning because you weren't ready? Or are you going to wake up refreshed, ready to tackle the day ahead of you, get a good night's sleep, pack a lunch, have a cup of coffee, and eager for wisdom, eager for knowledge? I'm not here to change what you're doing. And I'm not here to tell you you're doing something wrong, because I'm not perfect, okay? I am not perfect. I am a mess up myself. I'm a disaster at times, all right? I'm unpredictable. I'm never prepared normally. I'm a very, go with the flow kind of person, all right? So I'm not here to change what you're doing. And I'm not here to tell you that what you're doing is wrong, or you're not perfect, or you need to try harder. What I'm here to tell you is your life is your life. What do you want to do with your life? And are you ready to surrender to God for that abundance of knowledge and wisdom? Are you ready to cut those people out of your life that aren't serving a purpose in your life? Are you ready to make the change for a better life, for a better future? I know that was deep, okay? I know that was deep. But I'm serious. What do you want in life? I want to be successful. What do you want? More importantly, how are you going to get it? I'm going to leave you with that. I know, right? But seriously, think about it. What does success mean to you? And how are you going to achieve it? What can you change in your life to replace with a stepping stone towards your success? Because if not, you're just watering that plant for the leaves. I hate to tell you that, but yeah. I want to say thank you guys so much for the continued support, for being here week in on week out, watching my podcast, listening to it on any platform that you can listen to it on. I've had over 100 downloads just this week, last week, and I'm so excited. So thank you guys so much for continuing to support me in this journey, for encouraging me, for uplifting me, and honestly for your honest feedback. It means a lot to me, and I'm just glad that I can be myself and you guys accept that. So I love you guys. I support you guys. I encourage you guys. I want you guys to have that wisdom, that knowledge to succeed in life. Talk to God about it. Pray to God about it. Have those real, raw, honest conversations. More importantly, have an incredible week.